Hi, class. Welcome to the course 202, BISM202. First of all, I apologize for not being able to attend the class. I have a doctor appointment that I've been waiting to see that doctor for over 3 months. So this is why I'm recording this class for you. Hopefully, in the next class, when we meet, we can repeat this section and cover the chapter that we have to cover in during week 1. So let's start sharing some documents that I think is important for you to see and to examine. They're already posted for you, so please go and see them, and we will talk about them if you have any questions in the next class when we gather together. So I'm going to share the first document, and the first document is the course outline. It's the course name is called e-commerce, and we will acknowledge this land when we meet again. The course is a part of the faculty of business, and the program is a business administration, which is business management, and it's an e-commerce BISM202. And the prerequisite for this is a 100 and marketing 150. Now there is no co-requisite and no prerequisite for that, and the credit value for it is 3, and you will have 42 hours of classes and work. Now, in this course, we will look at the electronic commerce technology, provide new strategy opportunities that must be considered by any business, because e-commerce is the way of many companies are going through. That when e-commerce happens, usually there is an access for a global presence. This course provides an overview of electronic commerce, examining the essential from a business perspective, how is being conducted and managed, as well as assessing its major opportunities, limitation, issues, and risk. Here you will also explore the effect that e-commerce is presently having in re-engineering of the business process, both at the front end marketing and customer services, and at the back office, which is operation and supply chain. Students will gain a comprehensive experience planning, developing, and presenting an e-commerce group project. We're also going to ask you to download a few applications on your mobile, and we will be examining these applications together and evaluate them and see what it takes to build such as an application. Once I meet with you in the class, I will advise you on what application is all free. You can download, and we will work on it during the semester. The course rationals is about gaining knowledge of e-commerce, and it's essential today for any student who is into business. And it's a cost-effective ways of doing businesses. But also, once it's a cost-effective, we want to find out how efficient we can be in the e-commerce too. Most firms these days do at least part of their business electronically. This course built on the students' knowledge of bricks and mortar and prepare you for the 21st century and what's coming in the future too, current and the future. It also provide the student with the e-commerce skills set that is required to successfully complete your diploma in the business studies, together with the abilities to design a website. We'll work on a website and using a template to design this website. So we will spend the first half of the class, first few weeks, on designing a website too. The second thing, this program, we need to know what's the outcome of it. So the outcome one, we will identify and discuss the impact of a global issues on organization business. Opportunity by using the environmental scan. We scan the business, scan the environmental. We will apply the principle of corporate sustainability, corporate responsibilities, and ethics to support an organization business initiative. We're going to use the current concept and the technology to support an organization business initiative. We will see what's the best way to establish such thing. When we apply basic research skills to support business decision making. Also, we'll look at the support, the planning, implementation, and monitoring of the project. We'll look at the project. We will try to explain how you're going to have a successful project and how you manage a successful project implementation. We're also going to look at how to perform works in compliance with a relevant status, regulations, business regulation, and business practice. We will explain the role of human resource functions and its impact on organizations. Furthermore, we will use some accounting sense and financial principles to support the operation of an organization and describe and apply marketing and sales concepts used to support the operation of the organization. We're also going to outline the supply and chain management and operation management, and we're going to differentiate between product management and service management. And we're also going to outline and assess the components of any business plan, how we're going to build a business plan, because we might have teams that they require or stakeholders that they require that. We will be developing a strategies also, or considering a strategy for your own product, for the professional development to enhance the work performance in a business field. What we're going to gain is basically the employability skills in this course is transferable skills that provide the foundation for a student academic, vocational, and personal success. Communication is clearly, concisely, and correctly. We will do a written, we will look at the written, spoken, and a visual form that fulfills the purpose and meet the needs of the audience. Respond to a written, a spoken, and visual message in a manner that ensure effective communication. We will execute some kind of mathematical operation, apply a systematic approach to solve some problem. We'll look at the problem, and there is some systematic approach we'll go and to see how to solve those problems. We will use a critical thinking, variety of skills to anticipate and to solve problems. We're also going to locate, select, organize, and document information using appropriate technology and information systems. So we're going to look at the information system in general and how they, in each industry, how it works and how it's supposed to be integrated with the front-end solution. And through that, we'll be able to analyze, evaluate, and apply information from different sources. There will be different opinions, and I appreciate your opinions, your point of views, and for me, in my class, please feel free to participate, to give me your point of views, because here in this class, we're gonna learn from each other and contribute to our knowledge to each other. Now, so managing the use of time and other resources to complete the project and take the responsibility for one's own action, decision, and consequences of that. So there is issues that we're going to focus on to do the communication skills, be able to have some critical thinking and problem solving, interpersonal, use some numeracies, information management, one of the part that we're going to emphasize on it, personal, and last but not least, the web design or design of website, because the website will be designed and then we'll take approach of how make this web is effective. The course format will be delivered in a computer lab 100% of the time. Classes take in the form of lectures, PowerPoint, presentation, and I will be posting these classes in your Blackboard for each chapter. You're also going to have a recorded classes there. Discussions in class assignment, we will give some class assignment, and then we're going to emphasize on working as a group, collaboration, and I'm adding one more document. I will show it to you later, and I will be put it on the Blackboard to work on it during the coming class when you sit as a group. The learning outcome, we will be identifying and assess the e-commerce opportunities. Once we assess it, we have to see how we're going to be effective in implementation and in launching it. We'll critically evaluate the characteristics of effective and usable web presence. Design a simple website using the template. As we say, maybe we're going to use GoDaddy there. Evaluate the strategies and tactics used to market and sell the products. How we're going to go search engine optimization, how we're going to utilize it, where we're going to use, how we're going to use the social networking, and for the e-commerce. The other thing that we're going to do, analyze the issues around the e-commerce business environment, including intellectual properties, cybercrime, taxation, legal and ethical issues. We're going to explore some cases. We'll talk about the ethical part and the legal part of it. We will evaluate the service, determine the difference between using external host versus internal host or in-house hosting, looking at the numbers and costing of these things also. We will assess the capabilities of e-commerce softwares in support for a small, mid-size, and large size, and describe how the online security risk, when it comes to the payment, address, information of your clients or customers. Discuss the e-commerce technical details using appropriate e-commerce terminologies, and we will look at it in a different application, how they do utilize these things and how they integrate all the aspects of e-commerce in one set. Plan, prepare, present an e-commerce project in a group. We'll get together as a group and we will select certain product and we will build a plan of how we're going to launch that e-commerce project. The policies and the expectation. This sequence of courses content may vary. So we're going to see the strength, your interest in what part, where is the weakness, and according to that, we will adjust which part we will bring first, which part we will emphasize more on it, and which part that you already, for example, have worked on. The other thing that I would like to tell you is about tests. There's a 3 tests, and each test will be covering part of your chapters. So let's say the first test will cover first 3 chapters, the second test will be from chapter 4 to 7, and third chapter. So we're not going to accumulate all the chapters. It's going to be 3 parts of it. Now, the minimum requirement for passing is an average of 50% from the 3 tests. So each one accumulated an average of 50%. Now, a deficient average from the test, less than 50% average from the 3 tests, will result in earned final grade of to a maximum 45. So you need to get 50% of the total. And that is for all evaluation will be done in the class setting. This part for a diploma student, in addition to meeting all the program-specific course and credit requirements, student must have accumulated grade point average of GPA more than 60% in order to be eligible for graduation. Here is the assessment. So you will have a test 1, 20%, test 2, 20%, test 3, and we'll talk in the details about the test in the classes. And also there's a class participation 10%, and the final group project will be 30%, which is total is 100% for you. Now, the module of studies, and you need to look at the book, get the book, the Schneider G, and they are accordingly, I'm going to supply you with the Power PDFs files, my notes, but nonetheless, you need to get the book to study these modules, maybe before the class or at least after the class, so you will not be behind or kind of lost. So here is the modules and the topic. Basically, we will talk about, once again, the evolution of e-commerce. We will talk about a company called Tijari, .com, how they started the B2B, the B2C evolution 20, 30 years ago, the development and the growth of the e-commerce today, the business model, the revenue model, and the business process, the opportunities and the concerns. We'll talk about the economic forces and identify the opportunities. That's in the next class, and the international nature of the e-commerce. And then we will be talking about the technology infrastructure, what is needed to have a successful e-commerce solution, the technology infrastructures, and we will be covering these subjects in the technology infrastructures. Type of e-commerce, type of the mobile application, differentiate between the core solution, between the rendering solutions, all type of the business for the e-commerce. Selling on the web. That's pretty much interesting subject. We will talk about search engine optimization and selling and how we're going to manage to sell on the web, and the style is differently used in a different way. We will also talking about how we're going to market the product, how we're going to market on the web, the process of marketing, and differentiate between marketing on the web versus the peer-to-peer or live marketing. Then we will do the test. hopefully after we cover these chapter up to chapter 4, we will do the test, and the test will be from chapter 1 to 4 in the class test. And then we will start this second part, which is B2B activities. And here, where we also going to talk again on how we break down the B2B and how it's done, and what's the difference between B2B and B2C. Then in the case of the purchasing, electronic data exchange, supply chain management, and type of technology is used there. Now, we'll have some class assignment. We'll have activities in the class there where we talk about social networking, mobile commerce, and online actions. We're also going to present in chapter 7 the environment of electronic commerce, because the environment of a regular commerce is different than electronic commerce, and we cannot really be very much open for all type of commerce. We need to be focused on a certain, say, type of people or certain sector. Kind of we pick our niche and the locations. Also, in chapter 9, the electronic commerce software that are available in market and how we can utilize them to launch our services. And we'll talk about how e-commerce software work with other softwares and how they should be integrated, whether for a small or mid-sized companies. Then we will have the test 2, which is 20%, which will be covering chapter 5, 6, 7, 9. Hopefully by that, we will start in the end of the last part of the semester, where we talk about the securities and hacking and exposures and how we're going to protect our clients or our customers in the class. And that's chapter 10. And chapter 11, we'll talk about PSP or payment service. Very interesting subject. What kind of the digital cash, the e-wallet or digital wallet, the online payment, and different type of payments. On chapter 12, we will talk about the planning for electronic commerce, how we're going to set up a plan, and probably we'll do an assignment on this. Then you will have the last test, which is chapter 10 and to 11 and 12. And then after that, we will be able to do your final presentation as a group to present your concept of how to build as targeting certain product and how to build your plan for an e-commerce successfully. The book that is required as Schneider's Electronic Commerce 12th edition. Please get this book, and probably you need to do the Cengage learning also. If there is any other thing, resources, I will let you know. I will supply you with these resources. Please go through the policies and procedures of Hamburg College, and it's important for you to review the academic regulations, the academic appeals, how it's happening, and access learning services that it's available for you. And most important also, the academic integrities and how we can, avoid this misconduct, dishonesties, or cheating in your test or exam. There is a copyright disclaimer we'll be talking about in the coming class and in a detailed base. That's the part where is the course outline. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about it is your critical path. In the critical path, first of all, this is my contact. You can email me anytime. Usually takes me 24 hours to 48 hours to respond to your email. So definitely I will respond to your email. But sometimes if it's a weekend, it gets slower. This is why I said 48 hours. During the weekdays, within 24 hours, I should be able to respond to you. Your attendance is not mandatory, but is a highly recommended. If the responsibilities to catch up the material, it's your responsibilities. As a class, we cannot slow down the whole class for you just miss the classes. So if you miss something, please see me after the class. I'll be glad to support you and give you the guidelines of how to catch up. Your behavior, you have to be you have to be polite and considered. If you distract or disrupt others, you will be asked to leave the room. Late arrival, please take your seat quietly. If it is your responsibility to catch up any missed material, I will be there to support you, but it's your responsibility. I would strongly suggest after we establish the team, you come and talk to your team, what did I miss? You can talk to your classmate, what did I miss? And then come to me. If they cannot give you enough or sufficient information, I'll be glad to answer all your questions. Please, your L cell phone and pager should be turned off, put it on silent. Mobile devices are allowed only for the class activities. Now, attendance does not count toward your final grade, you know that, and penalties apply to the cases of academic dishonesty. If you arrive late for the test and someone has, you may enter, not enter, I will let you in. So you want to make sure you follow the rules and regulation for your test. As we say, the evaluation schema, this is what you have. Probably individual weekly assignment is only 5%. Each one is a 5%. The group assignment one is 5%. The test is a 20. And then you have the class participation, 30%. Then you have the group assignment, 20% and 15, which is a total of 100. And by the way, once we've covered chapter 1 to 4 tests, then we're not going to repeat these questions in test 2. So every chapters will cover certain tests. Electronic commerce, as we said, and it's a 12th edition, and Cengage Learning is, especially the electronic commerce, it must, you need to purchase it and have it. So as we miss the classes, we will make sure I will adjust these classes. So I'm not gonna talk about what we're gonna cover week by week. I will show you in the class about that. The last thing that I wanted to talk about it is the fact that I want you guys to look at certain document that is called Team Code and Conduct and Contract. Read this with your team together, understand how you're going to work together as a team. And then what I want you, once you read all the team together, I'll give you the time to read it. And then what I want you in a team, you need to finally write down your name and sign it. So this is kind of a contract between all members. Now, in each group could be between 4 to 6. 5 is pretty good number. So I will share this document in your class. If you have any other question, feel free to write to me, or I'll see you in the next class. We will go over these in more detail and try to catch up what we missed this week. Have a good day. Bye-bye.